they do even no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Mayegun the command of the masses. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Mayegun diary politico. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, this man not dey off in mind. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite everybody. Everyone on your own timeline, and tell them that Mayegun is here. We have a lot to share tonight as well. Indeed, share the broadcast. The obedients are currently parrying, raging, especially when Kwankwaso came out to, well, a lot of things, by the way, but to make a statement that is so condescending to the spirit of the obedience. Mind you, this is now creating a ruckus that we would love to share together today.
And yes, we like Glory YouTube. And yes, we like
Let's start with is Nigeria one? Your answer will determine how you are going to take this conversation tonight. Is Nigeria one? Yes. No. Yes. Why? No. Why? I'll give you my own answer, which is no. And why? Because there was never a time that the people who currently occupy the space called Nigeria today came together under any common agreement to say, yes, we want to be together as a country. This has created a lot of bad blood, hatred, divisions that when people begin to explain why they cannot tolerate one another, you understand why Nigeria is poor, Nigeria is backward, and the people who are currently the Nigerians have to deal with this unfortunate existence. I don't know how long we're going to lie to ourselves, but every now and then, we always have the opportunity of reflecting on our situation. And sometimes we do tell ourselves the truth. But most of the time, we just discard the truth, create our own reality, something that gives us a bit of a safe place, or something that we can say, a reality, an alternative reality that kind of take us away from the doom that Nigeria represents, a divided place that if it is not officially broken down, we are just doomed for life. You can dream on. But Kwankwaso said something today or yesterday, something that now triggered the same chord, you know, what they call it, the boundary that they said don't cross, the fire line. He said, listen, no matter your enthusiasm, optimism for your new Nigeria in your dream through Pet-Obi, there are some certain things that you should never ignore. When you are done with your own happiness and self-induced optimism, according to Kwankwaso, then you come to the reality that no northern voter is going to vote for an Igbo man. True or false, that is the concept of one Nigeria that most of us from the southern part of Nigeria quite don't have a clue about. When they talk about one Nigeria, when a northerner or northern elite talks about the one Nigeria, this and that, the idea of their one Nigeria is that of a dominance. The one that the rest have to be seconded. I mean, they write the rules, they write the laws. We just all have to follow. But surprisingly, even in their failure, even in their abject destruction and division of Nigeria, religion and ethnic, tribal and the rest, they continue to dictate or believe that they will continue to dictate what that one Nigeria will be like. No northern voter will vote for an Igbo man. An Igbo man is supposed to be an equal partner in a country called Nigeria if it is indeed equal and fair and united. But we all know that we are not. Suddenly, 2 weeks ago, well, let's start from about 2-3 weeks ago, Kwankwaso was the darling of the obedient. According to their permutations, Kwankwaso will pull in enough force for Pet-Obi's presidency in the north. And they continue to sing his praises and all that, believing that there was going to be a merger that could possibly unseat PDP-APC. Ironically, the people that they were open to work together and come together and dethrone PDP-APC, they are product of a PDP-APC as well. But that's a story for another day. Now, fast forward to today, the story is changing. Kwankwaso came out and he said, because of all that is going on in the eastern part of Nigeria, there is no northerner that is ever going to vote for anyone. Not just because of Pet-Obi, any party that presents Igbo presidential candidates. Now, it is not what he said. It is actually how he said it. I'm pleading with you, my viewers. I am giving credit of this clip because I know it's so crucial to what is still going to happen. I'm giving the credit of this short clip I'm about to share with you. I give them to channels television. So help me beg them or make them know, shut down this broadcast or ask me to delete the entire video later. Well, I'll deal with that. I just wanted to know that the credit goes to them because this is what Kwankwaso had to say when he was asked, what do you really think? Let's start with this. Channels Television's credit for this clip.
A major issue as it stands today is the issue of who becomes the president, who becomes the vice president. And I believe this is the time really to advise, especially those who are positively behind the candidate of the Labour Party, that this, for me, I have seen an opportunity for the Southeast to be relevant in the next dispensation. In NNP, in PDP, they are completely out. So also in the APC. The only opportunity now is the NNPP. Now, we are aware that in the social media, a lot of work is going on. The young men and women, especially of the Southeast extraction, are working towards getting a presidency. But the fact remains on the ground that even the entire zone, any zone in this country, decides to vote for a particular person, that person, going by our constitution, the provision in the constitution, cannot be president. And I think the Constitution was deliberate to ensure that everybody is involved in the country. And I believe that it is in the interest of the Labour Party and the NNPP, and even in the interest of this country, because we have seen a situation today where many people in the Southeast believe that they are being marginalized. And it will even be worse, actually, if they are not involved in the 2023 project, because LP, as it stands today, certainly it cannot win election.
Really?
Oh yes, it cannot win election.
It cannot win a presidential election?
Not
Why
in
do you think they cannot?
Well, because mainly the support is mainly in particular zone. There is just no spread, and the figures there cannot earn anybody presidential seat in this country.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was something that you can say is a biased assessment if he's talking about Pet-Obi for real, okay? But there is more. There is more. They are narrowing, and it is intentional. They are narrowing Pet-Obi and all of you obedient that you know, the angry young people want a new Nigeria or better Nigeria, whatever you call it. So they are narrowing all of that to Southeast, but it is deliberate. And that's exactly the message up north. But the campaign never starts. But he said more. Talking about why Pet-Obi, and then because he's an Igbo man, he should forget it. It can be this or that. There is more. Listen to this.
So you're hoping to pick a running mate from the Southeast?
That's my choice.
Okay.
Things being equal, that's the choice of our party, because you see...
Or maybe they're even thinking that you might be the running mate to Pet-Obi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is what the enemy outside there is saying. The implication is that if you put somebody from the Southeast, unfortunately there are many issues in the Southeast. You see, northern voter is the worst hit on this issue of maladministration in this country. But even under that circumstance, a northern voter also believes that he is better with one united Nigeria. And therefore, most of the things that are happening in the South, especially in the Southeast, people are not comfortable with that. And as long as you have somebody from there in any party, it will be very difficult for the northern voters to vote. And that's the situation now. And those workers who are against, in the actual sense, working against LP, Southeast, and so on, what they believe is if you put anybody under this arrangement from that side of the country, the North voters will not vote. And who will they vote? Their own candidate in the Southeast, I mean in the North.
So, can you or would you be a running mate to Pet-Obi?
That's what I'm saying.
Would you like to be as a person,
personally? Ordinarily, you see, I'm jobless now. I'm not doing any job. So to become a vice president,
can be a vice president.
But what I'm telling you is that if anybody from the Southeast now, under this circumstance, becomes the presidential candidate of our party or any other party, the implication is that because of the activities and many other issues that are real on the ground, northern voters will certainly go for their northern candidate in another party.
So the thinking is
the thinking is that it's not whether I like it or I don't like it. The fact remains that
the number
everybody will lose. The number he will lose, I will lose.
So if Pet-Obi is coming to join you, it will be your running mate.
That's as long as you want to vote from the North, that's the situation, fortunately or unfortunately, today.
Yeah, it's not because he's qualified. You see, I am just here in my own view. Let me explain the way I understood what that posture. You see, I can't. You see, in this Nigeria of today, right? I can't be the deputy to Pet-Obi because look at all that is going on in the East. Look at all of that. Our people are not happy in the North that all these things are going on in the East. So, you know, if I want to help the people of the Eastern Nigeria, I can just take a deputy there, you know, so that, you know, that one can be with me. I mean, you know, I just want to help them because look at what is going on. Our people in the North are not happy. Our voters are not happy. And I'm sitting and I'm like, does that even make any sense? That the voters in the Northern Nigeria that are the victims of ISWAP, that are the victims of Boko Haram every day, that are being kidnapped and their children are being kidnapped, sold off as sex slaves to terrorists. Hello? The same people who have more out-of-school children, Almajirisin, the same place that despite all of the concentration of Nigeria's foreign investment, whatever, what do they call them? They call them foreign aid. World Bank want to give them something. Bukwari said they should take it to the North. IMF want to give them something. Bukwari said they should take it to the North. What did they call this one again? EU want to give them something. Bukwari will say they should take it to the North. You know why he was telling them that? He said, because Northern Nigeria is suffering more, devastated by terrorists too. But in Kwankwaso's world, the Northern voters, they are not happy at all with the Igbos saying they want to leave. That despite all of that they are going through, they are still comfortable with one Nigeria. But you see, Pet-Obi, hey, it's true that there is a silent revolution going on. People on the street, but that is not. Let me tell you something. We are talking about voters here. We're not talking about social media. Our voters are not happy with the Southeast. Does that make any sense? Somebody said,
it is smoke Igbo. It is taking them.
Sure you get. But it's not new. If you take out all this I've said now, take all of that, put all of that aside, and then tell yourself if it's not saying the truth. Of course, you will be like, but that's kind of the problem of this country, the biasness of people voting according to your tribe. It's true, it's real. And it's not new. And it is mainly targeted at a particular ethnic nationality in Nigeria. Take a listen.
One thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or a permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions, coming out with having no work to do. I'm sure whichever government of the day might be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might even lead to bloodshed.
Doesn't this damage the idea, sir, of all people in all regions in Nigeria being fellow citizens of one country?
Well, it might, but You are, I mean, new to our region, but how many northerners are employed in the east or in the west? The answer is no. And if there may be 10 laborers employed only in the two regions.
Now, I don't want you to get angry because of that statement. That statement was made over 60 years ago. That was the time that Nigeria was practicing regional system of government. You see that mindset, that vision, that idea was pretty much for northern region of Nigeria 60 years ago. So it can be forgiven, even though it is completely unacceptable. Such idea, such mindset in this modern societies is unacceptable. But let's say it can be forgiven when you are self-preserved. It is called self-preservation. Something that says, oh, if we don't care, if we don't take care of the brain drain where our people are less educated, that we have to accept other Nigerians, so supposed one country, accept other Nigerians from other regions to come and fill in the space where we have no personnel. And that was where the Igbos sort of entered the lion's den. That they were there to provide the secretariat support where they were needed to. It became a political tool that generations have been taught never to forgive them for it. There is always that suspicion. But it was not, that idea wasn't for the entire Nigeria. That's why I said, you don't have to be angry. The only anger you should have today is this. When an average northern elite talks about one Nigeria, and you, from the southern part of Nigeria, right, jumped at it and say, oh, it's a brilliant idea. We're supposed to be one. Oh, we are bigger one. We are this or that. But you are being treated condescendingly in that same arrangement. That is what is unacceptable. That is where we are having all of these problems. The understanding of an average northern politician, elite, business, whatever, like their elite, their average understanding of a Nigeria is the concept of northern vision for northern Nigeria. That's it. And do you know what their vision have always been? Feudalism. Of course, you may not know what the meaning of a feudalism is. It is a system of government where rank they give you the layman interpretation now. Forget about the dictionary definition. No. You won't understand what it means by feudalism. It is a rankadende system of government where the poor, right, are meant to worship the rich. It is the duty. It's like a call to duty. Because the rich and then supposed powerful are chosen by God. Therefore, you are obligated to follow. Just follow. And so that they call feudalism with that. But an average southerner, like myself from the southwest, well, historically, my progenitors, my own forebearers, they've been experimenting with what it's later called democracy, where people have choices and they question every decision, especially when it has to do with the general public. Historically, we've never been a follow people. And that is why the idea of republicanism, federalism, kind of sits well with an average southerner, where you can challenge anyone in position of authority without you having to fear for your life. Now, that is conflict of tradition or culture conflict. in a space that's supposed to be one country. Now, in that space, it's rigged from the word go, it's rigged from the onset. They call it a game of number. A number that has never been verified and continue to hold the rest of us back. Now, this idea of one Nigeria, when you listen to it from a northerner, and you listen to the idea of one Nigeria from a southerner, it is two different ideas. I'll give you an hint. The idea of one Nigeria is the idea where the northern Nigeria elites continue to live off Nigeria, the benevolent Nigeria, the patronage that says it is their inheritance. Norma. The one Nigeria idea should have been everyone equal on that table and everything goes equally, but you know that is not it. Dominance, suppression, and state-sponsored ethnic cleansing are pointers to show that it is about who is going to dominate who next. And for the northern Nigerian elite, Nigeria exists to pay their bills, not even to take care of their people. You see that old man that you listened to earlier, the premier of northern region at the time, 60 years ago, felt challenged that other people are more equipped to run a system than the people from the region itself. He felt challenged, but he did nothing, absolute nothing. But according to him, the idea of people who are more equipped to run a system is one day going to always clash with the idea of people who set a system in a way, intentionally, never to work for people. In northern Nigeria, it was intentional. So they felt challenged, and the challenge of kicking everyone out who is not a northerner started 60 years ago in order to do what they call the self-preservation for northern Nigeria, but they never invested in education at all. They invested in the entitlements that Nigeria bestowed on them. So, one Nigeria is where whatever is thrown at you, you take it. Don't challenge it, or else you are anti-northern Nigeria. But to an average southerner, well, elite, those ones who always parade themselves as Lord and Saviors, people who have the best ideas, ruining the lives of their own people from southern Nigeria, but they love grandstanding because they can speak a good English, like, grammars and all that. Their own idea of one Nigeria is the idea of where they appear as the Messiah, the most idealistic, elaborate personalities that they build, larger than life that they build for themselves, with the idea of, I want to save northern Nigeria. I don't know if you have spoken to some of them. Listen to politicians who want to run or want to become a president or any public official at all from the southern Nigeria. When they are talking national politics, the idea is about they want to save the northern Nigeria. Why the northern Nigeria continue to feel like, look at these ones. We are actually saving you that we haven't turned you into slave camps and the rest of that. So it's clash of ideas in a supposed one country. And it's so obvious. In their utterances, they say it and they are not ashamed of it. Listen to this one too. Arise TV, credits for this video goes to the Arise TV. And mind you, this short clip I'm playing you, if you want to see the full length of the conversation, just visit all these platforms on YouTube. It's so easy to access them. Listen to this one.
Question is, if you really talk about a new Nigeria, why can't a Southeast candidate be on the ballot and Kwankwaso be running mate in the spirit of a new Nigeria?
Because the Southeast, there is no Southeast candidate that believes in Nigeria as we have worked to develop this new Nigeria we are talking about. We've been working on this new Nigeria for 32 years. So we can't gamble with an opportunity because Kwankwaso can be president. I tell you,
So the Southeast
Kwankwaso
candidate
can
doesn't
be
believe in
president.
Nigeria. That's what you're
Yes,
saying.
we are going because the issue.
The Southeast candidates that you're talking to
You say-
doesn't believe in Nigeria like you believe in the new Nigeria. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're
That
saying?
we have to get somebody who believes in our form.
No, so is it
That
that the
we want a
Southeast...
new Nigeria, not a tribal Nigeria.
So the Southeast candidates that you're talking to, Peter-Obi, doesn't believe in the new Nigeria like you believe in the new Nigeria? That's what you're saying?
No. Look.
That's what they do. Very, very deceitful people. And you, who allow yourselves to be deceived, should blame yourselves. It is just that. No. It is unwritten. Listen, none of them can explain why somebody who cannot be president of Nigeria from Eastern Nigeria. And when they begin to say why, then you begin to see the ridiculousness in their positions. And it is only the people from Northern Nigeria that believe more in Nigeria. Now look at the Nigeria they believe more in. That one, Buba Galadima, is also the one of those who led the new PDP, where Atifku, Saraki, and the rest of them joined hands and for a better Nigeria 8 years ago or 7 years ago. In case if you have forgotten, check this out. They love Nigeria more than Nigeria, or more than you from other part of Nigeria. It doesn't make any sense to me, because I have seen it before. Just a reminder.
Thank you. We will change Jonathan, don't worry. Seize the man who is going to change Jonathan here. The chairman of our great party, a party that is set to make history in our country. Last night, when I stood here, I said, history is going to be made at this venue. I said, this convention is going to also make history in our political evolution. I also said this party is going to renew our democracy in this country. And since last night, you have witnessed what I describe as the most credible, transparent, elections to be ever conducted by any political party in this country. I am coming. I am coming. Jagaba has been my contemporary in the fight to restore democracy and sustain democracy.
Now you see that, yeah? So, 7 years after, this is what they gave to you. Okay? Buba Galadima and co. Who are now talking about new Nigeria. How to save new Nigeria. Well, this is just a tip. This is not actually like the full one. Or even some people will tell you, Baba, this price is not up to date. A bag of flour, 7,000 naira back then is now what? A loaf of bread, a bag of rice, pasta, fish, 1 kg, palm oil, cray. See, you have diesel, which is now over 900 naira per liter, cooking gas, domestic flights in Nigeria, and all of that. Now, this cut across, but their minimum wage in Nigeria is still 30,000 naira, which you get paid 20,000 naira eventually after so many other deductions. So that's what they gave. But again, I'm not going to just put you through what they have said to confirm the position that if all of us know what Nigeria is all about, genuinely, you would not, dissipate any single energy into trying to salvage it in a way some of you, the obedient, are attempting. But they are warming up. They are not going to rubbish you or attack you because Peter-Obi have nothing to offer. Ask Omoyele Sowore. It's not because Omoyele Sowore didn't have the best of the best ideas. Some of you never listen to him anyway. I do. You see all of these problems you're talking about. There's none of them that Sowore has never provided a solution to. But you just laugh because to you it's impossible. But in your own fantasy today, Peter-Obi represent that. But they are not going to challenge you on all of that. You can see all of that already. They are already gaslighting you. They are already calling you extremist. I like the fact that you are they give ourselves fire for fire. It's good. But let's leave the naysayer for now, who was telling you the partial truth about what you are about to delve into. So what is it exactly in the northern Nigeria? If the words of mouth, if they are anything to rely upon, this one will be golden from northern Nigeria.
Hello, my fellow obedient. Here we are at Kubu, Abuja, Nigeria, sensitizing my Hausa people on who Peter-Obi is. Follow me and see how it's going to be. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, jama'a. Mu mutane ne wayanda suke goyon bayan Peter-Obi. A takaice dai muna goyon bayan gyaran Najeriya. So shi Peter-Obi gaskiya na san da yawa cikin Hausa mu ba su san shi ba. Peter-Obi mutum ne wanda yake so ya kawo sauyi cikin Najeriya, kuma gabaki da cikin 'yan takarar shugaban ƙasar Najeriya babu yaro kamar Peter-Obi. Najeriya kowa ya san cewa tana buƙatar ɗan saurayi wanda zai zo ya gyara. Tsofaffin nan san gaji kansu ba ja yake ba. Peter-Obi mutum ne wanda ya yi gwamna a Anambra State, Inyamuri ne. Najeriya tana buƙatar shugaba wanda zai mata aiki, ba wai sai kabilar ka ba. Magana kabilanci ma aje kabilanci gefe, ba shi zai taimaki Najeriya ba, a aje shi gefe. Wannan Najeriya ɗaya ce, ƙasa ce ta baƙar fata, tun tale-tale kuma a tare ake. So mutum ya ce wai sai kabila ta ko kuma dan addini na kadai zai mun aiki, wannan ba gaskiya bane ba. Akwai kabilu da yawa waɗanda sun taimaki Hausawa, akwai Hausawa da yawa wanda sun taimaki kabilu. Yawa kyan zuciya kuma daga niyyar mutum ne, ba daga addinin shi bane ko yaren shi. So muna sanar da mutane wane ne Peter-Obi. To shine muke sanar da Hausawan mu cewa wannan shine Peter-Obi, wannan shine mutanen da Najeriya ya kamata a ce ta zaba a matsayin shugaban kasa don ya kawo mana sauyin da ya kamata, sauyin da Najeriya take bukata. Yawa da fatan za ku zaɓi Peter-Obi.
Za mu zaɓe shi sosai. Za mu zaɓe shi insha Allah. Allah ya bashi karfin rike al'umma.
Mun gode, Allah saka mu da
mutum ne wanda zai ji kanmu kuma ya san cewa halin da muke ciki, ko ba haka bane, wannan haka muke bukata.
Haka ne. To da Allah gaba ɗaya mu ce Najeriya sai Peter-Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter-Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter-Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter-Obi.
Mun gode, Allah saka da alkhairi.
Najeriya sai Peter-Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter-Obi.
Najeriya sai Peter-Obi.
Da fatan za ka zaɓe shi zaben da ke zuwa.
In Allah da Allah ba shi sa, Allah ba da nasara.
Amin, mun gode.
To Najeriya ya Peter-Obi.
Mun gode.
Insha Allah. Kina da PVC, kina da katin zaɓe?
Muna da shi. Ya saya mana maji mu yi miya da shi.
In dai kina da katin zaɓe ki buta.
Refreshing. There's actually another one. Let me share that with you.
Change that will change the situations of the economy. What happens? Why do we have excess amounts of kidnapping, banditry in the north? Because the economy of the country is bad.
Also, the vice chairman of the Northern Coalition, Zubairu Mohammed, says over time politicians have taken youths for granted. He said the situation can only be improved with the emergence of political leadership that can guarantee the future.
When you desire change, it will come with the list of how you want to make the change. Before, we used to be between the devil and the deep blue sea, between APC and PDP. You don't have other option than to either vote for PDP or APC, or you climb a fence and sit on it. God has provided us a platform, options, with a driver that has proven integrity.
Some of the participants reiterated their support for Pet-Obi. They say they are ready to vote competent leadership that have the interest of the public.
The look of things that we have seen so far, previous administrations, the youth were not so enthusiastic about getting their PVCs because we already know the way things will turn out. You vote, your vote doesn't count. But as it stands now, the youth have woken up. And the future that we have been promised right from primary school has come. And so we are ready to take it. I see from the turnout of those that are going for their PVCs, you see the numbers of youths. They are mostly youth. So we are tired of all these old people.
They also complained about the shutdown of tertiary institutions for several months. Their payback to an adamant government is to vote for a leader that can stop the further collapse of Nigeria's educational system.
We have been suffering.
Thank you so much, Plus TV, for that, your report as well. Yeah, that's the coalition of young people for Pet-Obi. I think that took place in Kaduna. I saw their pictures and I saw the old stuff. Good. Just like I saw this one from, I think it's Edo. It can be like contagion. And yesterday I said something about the obsession with this Obi this, Obi that, Obi this, Obi that. Is there something that these guys have, they've seen that we have not? There is nothing they are seeing that we have not seen. It's just good to see this happening. But when you realize that after all of the old, display back and forth, there's still some certain things that are still pretty much never explained by the rogues who wanted to keep a one Nigeria. Something like this that happened in Lugbe Estate in Abuja last night.
Shetiri compound wa ma. Shetiri compound wa. Leave the door. Shetiri bo se ja gbogbo security. Shetiri lekun bo se ja lekun. Ton ko phone, laptop, a lot of